All right, Juan. Lately, what's going on in the NFL right now?
I think the biggest crisis that we're facing right now, not only as fans but as the players as well, is the fact that this whole running back situation that is going throughout the entire league, and it's taking a lot of information from everybody as far as like understanding the whole process of everything.
Yeah, the business perspective, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I guess this whole situation kind of makes it look like the bad end of the business, but I mean, we all know that this happens behind closed doors and stuff like that.
And we're clearly talking about the running back situation of guys not getting the full contract, you can say. I mean, you're getting franchise tagged, making 10, 11 million.
Is it really, though, like, justified? This whole, what really makes the value for running backs? I mean, right now what it shows is, like, there's no value for them. I mean, that's clearly what they've been showing lately.
Yeah, well, that's what they're almost trying to make the position go extinct in a way. Like, it's pretty fucked up how they're treating them. Like they're just saying there's no value to the running back, but at the same time, they do got a point.
There's a lot of backs that come out every year.
Yes. So, first it started off with the draft.
Yep.
These guys used to be top 10 picks. Running backs were first rounders. Then it started going to second round. Now you could get guys that were back in the day will probably be a first round pick. Now get them in the fourth round.
Yeah, because I think nowadays, if you kind of look, like, I feel like draft classes now kind of like you go offensive line heavy. I feel like a lot of teams like to do the whole offense, like build around it, and then we'll circle back and get a running back later. And like you said, you get these guys that are diamonds in the rough in the fourth rounds, your fifth rounds. Kareem Hunt was a late rounder. I believe so.
Yeah, but I mean, we do also have to see both sides to it, though. I mean, you're talking about these guys, their whole career, and they made it to the NFL. Your top three running backs, like let's just say Josh Jacobs, he put the most rushing yards in the NFL, and he still doesn't get the contract that you expect in a guy that's putting in the work. He's there every day or every game. He's trying his hardest. He's a key piece to the team, and yet they're not giving him a 2 or 3 year contract. Like, at what point do you say, like, in a way, a strike? Like as far as just all running backs together.
That's kind of hard to like pinpoint exactly where you want to go with it. But then again, you got some other running backs that are more finesse guys. Like Jacobs, to me, is a workhorse.
Yes.
You got your Derrick Henrys. He's a workhorse. Your offense is mainly ran and kind of produced through these guys in order to open up everything. But I mean, yeah, other teams use the running back situation like that. But these guys specifically, your Saquon Barkleys, these guys start and finish the game for you all the time.
Definitely.
So, like, I feel like those guys should be compensated for what they get. But then again, now it's kind of like, oh, so-and-so is going to get hurt, or this guy's got injury problems. But yet, the very next season after they're healed up, you're using them the same exact way you were using them before they got hurt. So, like, it's kind of hard to really, truly give somebody especially in the running back position, like, their true face value.
Correct. Well, this is the question I have, though. I mean, as far as just the players, you put yourself as a running back situation, right? You're playing for the Steelers. You're Najee Harris, just for now, right? And you maybe got, one more year till your contract's up?
Yeah.
They outuse you, and then what? Do you expect a 2-year contract, a 3-year?
I mean, it kind of goes... Yeah, you know what? At this point, it's kind of hard to, like, put it out there like that. You really don't know your future, especially as a running back position. That kind of really thinking deep about it.
Correct. Well, this is the point. You have to make that mark now. You have to start thinking deep for the running backs coming up. Not just now. The next guy's coming up. You're only going to give these guys 2 or 3 years careers. And then it's the next man up. We always say in every sport, next man up. This is literally next man up in 2 or 3 years.
It's so easily to be replaced in that kind of situation.
Injured or not, though.
Yeah. That's what makes it even crazier, because you could be on top of the world rushing leader one season, and the very next year, bro, you're looking for a squad to even join. If you get lucky, maybe even get in a practice squad.
Which is insane. Now, as far as the business side, now you're a GM.
It's easy. It's kind of like hiring a new guy. That's how easy it is. Like, oh, this guy wants this much money. Well, this guy will do it for cheaper.
And basically almost put the same amount of numbers up.
Pretty damn close, depending on what you have to offer for the next guy up. But, I mean, it's just insane thinking about, like, if you're Jacobs or a Tony Pollard and you're asking for, what you're asking for, and you can't even get, like, a straight, like, okay, well, you're starting here. Like it almost seems like these negotiations as of lately have just been like completely one-sided
Definitely.
towards the GM standpoint.
Yes.
And it goes back circle to what you said. Like, okay, well, we got a guy who's coming up next year. He can put the same numbers you're doing. So I'll just wait a year.
Yeah.
I'll use my backups for right now. If that's how you want to play, you could go ahead, go see if somebody's going to give you that contract money like that you want.
It's very cutthroat, but at the same time, the sport, as far as just the NFL, has to do something about it, man, because that is a position of the game. You can't lose that position.
Yeah,
You can. I mean, look, let's just look at the list of last Super Bowls, right? There hasn't been a top 10.
Yeah, that list is insane if you really really think about it. None of those guys on that list
Our top 10 running backs of that year.
They don't. Well, some of them kind of like I guess go a little bit high, but they're not those. Oh yeah, we run the NFL type of dudes.
Correct.
Like your crown horses.
So that's why I can see why the GMs are like, all right, dude, next man up. You know, we're putting our money towards the quarterbacks. Now, the only thing I would say, though, is when you look at a list of quarterbacks, right, in the last 20 years, there's only been 9 different quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl. But yet, over these years, average quarterbacks are making an insane amount of money.
Too much money. And some of them are making their money way too early.
Correct.
Before than they should.
So that could be a rebuttal for running backs. Like, hey, hold on. You're giving them way too much money knowing damn well these guys are not going to be top 5 quarterbacks ever in their career. Right?
But yeah, you feel comfortable giving them that bag instead of giving me the bag where you know you're going to get years, yards, playing everything through me.
Correct.
And actually, they make the quarterback's job that much more easier.
Example, just now, Barkley, right?
He makes Daniel Jones look good.
Daniel Jones gets a fat contract. For what reason? Because of Barkley? Right? So
I mean,
how does that even that's pretty fucked up, man.
I mean, and that goes
Giants
that goes towards all these running backs right now that are even trying to get a gig right now. Like you got your Delvin Cooks that's looking for a spot. You got Kareem Hunt who's out there who's I believe he's a solid number 2 back.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he could be a 1 on some teams.
Yeah, and then I mean you still have, Zeke out there looking for a spot too.
Yeah.
But I mean, these guys, I don't think their value appreciation is where it should be. Because, going back to what you said, these guys make the other guys look better. They do all the hard work. They're the workhorses.
Yeah. Quick example, though, as far as, top running backs getting paid right now, you're looking at Robinson from the Commanders making $13 million. You got McCaffrey making 12. Kamara playing for the Saints is making 11, and then Barkley just got his tag with 11. You're looking at 11
incentives.
11, 13. Yeah, correct. But then you look at receivers, right?
Oh, these guys make money.
Yeah, and you're talking about third string, second string receivers. Marquise Valdez-Scantling with the Chiefs are making $11 million.
That's just already off the top. That's kind of insulting.
Chris Godwin, okay, he's making about 8. Tim Patrick with the Broncos making 11. I mean, the list goes on, but as far as it's just insane to me how they're ever going to fix this. I don't know if they're going to fix it.
I think they're so far in now with this whole situation. I guarantee you we'll be talking about this again next season, going into the next season, because guys, contracts don't last forever.
Now, let me ask you this, though. Does this have anything to do with having more mobile quarterbacks as far as being able to rush? Does that affect the running back? How about Deebo Samuel?
Yeah, the hybrid type of players.
Hybrid receivers playing running back. That's taken away from the running back position.
I mean, you only have a handful of those guys now, but I mean, going back to what you said, eventually there's going to be more of these guys oh, hey, I could run the ball too, coach. And they're like, all right, that saves us a little bit of money. We could, save it down or whatever.
How about you
got your Lamar Jacksons. You got Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. Those guys are amazing watching them run.
Jalen Hurts
too. They all can do both things. I mean, no, you're not going to use them strictly for that purpose, but they add that value to it. But guys like Deebo and around guys, those guys have a lot of value, and you can even throw them at running backs.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Do you think there's a solution, or are we going to be at the same place next year?
I think the game is going to eventually evolve again. I think it's gonna come up to a whole nother thing, like how I rember growing up watching your LTs, you know what I mean, like your bigger backs, your guys like they get you your 4 yards guaranteed every single run, versus like meeting at the line.
One point I remember I talked to you over the phone about it was, sometimes what happens in sports is it's like a cycle, and they're kind of getting away from running backs, but honestly, I could see in a couple of years running backs start coming back, and you're going to need that top running back, because what happens is the game changes so much, you're so focused on this style of play that you're going to need something to beat that style. You have to slow the game down. Does that make sense?
Kind of like San Antonio Spurs kind of offense back in the day. How everybody wants to be running gun, but they still stuck to the slow setup and everything like
fundamental defense and just slowing the game down.
See, that could possibly happen, but I think once we hit that deep end, like, it's so fucking fast to where it's going to get to the point where, like, bro, you can't have a big bruiser running back there because, you're only going to use him for your goal lines, your 1-yarders.
I just thought of something. How about these top running backs, like a Derrick Henry, as far as a bigger back, demands a trade?
That's something scary to think about.
Why don't these guys start demanding trades? You know what? You're treating us like we're not valuable. I don't want to play for your team. Trade me.
Why isn't that something like what Barkley did already? What did he say in that one interview where he just went ham on that interview?
Yeah, he's basically saying he never thought in his life he wanted to say or do something like that, but he's to that point that...
Yeah, he lost it. And going back to what you said, like, that could scare a lot of teams, because then I think that'll make a GM kind of like fold his hands over put him in a difficult position.
Put
like
Derrick Henry with any top quarterback.
It's a wrap. And going back to what we were looking at, you're going to tell me if he went to a solid team with the offense that can pass the ball, if the offense is complete and they're willing to give up whatever they want to get him there, put him on the Chiefs. Forget about it. It's a wrap.
Well, they already won without one, but
put him with the Bills. Put him with the Bills. Damn, that'd be nasty. And there's some teams that are missing that one piece, and it could be the running back position that gets them over that one last little hurdle offensively. Maybe they got a really good defense already set up. They just need that one more piece. And we started off by saying you could find a running back in the draft anytime.
Yes,
but it's also a hit or miss game.
Definitely. Well, Juan, I think we covered all angles of running backs, because I don't think there's any more angles you can cover.
Yeah, no, it's just hopefully these guys can get their contracts and the NFL kind of figures it out a little bit.
All right, y'all. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. What should the running backs do? Because we know what the GM should do already.
They're looking for their own investments.
All right, y'all. Let us know what y'all think.
See you guys.